Hello everyone, it's great to be with you in this virtual environment. As you can probably guess, I am not part of the liturgy team, but I'm recording this at home so that you can watch it at your leisure. One thing about this COVID virus, when it's all over, I'm going to be much more technologically savvy. I hope you enjoy my contribution to this worship service. So my words and our meditations are offered in the name of God, who is our Creator, our companion and our Comforter. Amen. The Gospel set for today contains many treasures, too many to consider in one setting. So I have chosen to speak this morning about the first 3 verses. This text is part of a longer piece, usually called the Farewell Discourse, and it happens during and around the Last Supper, as Jesus says goodbye to his friends. Just prior to this text, Jesus has declared to his friends that he will not be with them much longer, and that he must return to the Father. Simon Peter wants to go with him, declaring that he is willing to die with Jesus if necessary. But Jesus knows better, and he says, "Peter, before the cock crows, you will deny me 3 times." So tensions run high, and the level of anxiety in the room is extreme. Jesus, no doubt, wants to rest, to pray, to be with his friends, and to prepare for the ordeal ahead. But he's worried by these 12, although now there's really only 11 because Judas has betrayed him. These 12 men who have been chosen to carry on his work after he is gone are asking basic questions, which after 3 years they really should not be asking. How will they cope? Jesus must be wondering. And from the disciples' point of view, they've given up everything. It's ending all too soon, and nothing has been achieved. They feel ill-prepared. Perhaps they are angry, even afraid. Jesus says to them, "Do not let your hearts be troubled." Do not let your hearts be troubled. Did the people of Jesus' day believe that emotions arose in the heart? I don't really know. This might have been picture language, imagery, the same sort of imagery that we still use today. We talk about our heart bursting with joy, or running over with gratitude, burning with love, or breaking with grief. Jesus meant, when he said this, he meant don't be overwhelmed by your emotions. Don't let these things get the better of you. Now, it's not that emotions are bad. They are part of the richness of our humanity. But sometimes there is a need for balance. And Jesus suggests that we can achieve this balance by believing. Believe in God and believe also in me, Jesus says. Believing is not an emotion. Believing is a choice a decision. Believing is a function of the intellect, of the brain. We make a decision to believe. We believe in a set of principles or in a person. And I think it is possible to argue that in Christianity, we believe in both a person and in a set of principles. After this, as he so often does, Jesus goes on to address an unspoken question or an emotion. No one has really expressed this emotion, but Jesus has obviously picked it up and he goes on to talk about it. And I think the emotion that Jesus picks up is one of fear. The disciples are afraid that they have made a wrong decision and that this wrong decision means that somehow or other their lives have lost meaning and they will be flung out into the outer realm of God's concern. They will be flung out either into a fiery pit or an area of deep, deep darkness. And in that place, they will be forgotten. Their identity will be lost and they will not be remembered. Jesus seeks to reassure them. He says, God has a place for you. No matter what happens, I'm going ahead of you and I'm going to prepare that place. In God's home, there are many dwellings. There is one for each of you, and I will prepare it. When the time is right, I will come back and take you there. You will not be forgotten, and your lives will not be meaningless. So that's something you don't have to worry about. You can get on with whatever needs to be done here, knowing that your future is secure. In this latter part of the Easter season, the lectionary offers us gospel passages which provide the opportunity to think about how those who have not had the benefit of Jesus' physical presence might be able to live a Christian life. These gospel passages, I think, are directed towards the people that Jesus speaks about when he says to Thomas in the resurrection appearance, "Have you believed because you have seen me, Thomas? Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." And of course, that group of people includes us. So what is it that we can hang on to from these 3 verses this morning? We have the touchstone of believing. Believing in Jesus, believing in God. When we feel overwhelmed by our feelings or our emotions, overwhelmed by all that is going on around us at any time, then we can always rely on what we have believed in. We can lean on our belief. We can touch it, and we can know that we are secure. We also know that our lives have both meaning and purpose, both now and in the life to come. Jesus has gone before us over the chasm that divides this life from the next. Our place is prepared, and when the time is right, he will come and take us there. We do not need to be afraid. We do not need to allow anything to overwhelm us, because we have Jesus's promise. So let us pray. Loving God, keep us strong in our believing, firm in our decision to follow Jesus, and bring us at last to dwell in the place you have prepared for us. Amen. Friends, the Lord bless you during this coming week. Keep you safe. Bless and keep safe the people whom you love. Amen.